Can you hear me? Alright, come to Fechon. I don't know what the fuck that accent was, Jesus. There we go. Loading, now we're loading. Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dink. You can hear me, right? Please tell me you can hear me. Listen, Flem, if you don't confirm that you can fucking hear me. Good. Bear in mind there's going to be a, several second delay between what I'm seeing and what you're seeing. What do you think? Should I do a new scenario or just continue my little cheat scenario? All right. Well, I want to try and get that plot to rescue Cersei down. This is Ironborn Rebellion. I'm a Mary Sue from a custom house. I couldn't figure out how to make a custom lord without making a custom house. So as far as I can tell, these are the three areas that I immediately own. I've cheated in order to, like I said, to make this character a Mary Sue. She's just so super good at everything. And I also cheated to completely upgrade Flint's finger, but not Flint Cliffs or Cape Kraken because I want to see how that all works. So I think my first question is how much should I even be focusing on building up provinces? Because in the little LPs that I've watched, most people don't ever seem to touch that, at least not very often. I'm talking about like building, um, this kind of stuff here. Right. So this, all of this, these two are directly my character, Jane Ansot, and Cape Kraken. Cape Kraken is owned by my castellan, John Hayes. So if I get army from him because he's my vassal, that's going to make him mad if we're at war for a long time. Okay, fair enough. I just turned on the volume. Just let me know if it's too loud or whatever. Okay, so the thing that I was confused about before was my plot to rescue Cersei, who I am amazed is still alive at this point. I don't have any backers, and there are no characters that can help me. Like, how do I get a character to help me? You'd think I could get Robert to help me. Well, I'll tell you what I can do is I can just enable cheats and force Robert to help me. I'm just trying to figure out how it all works before I do, play for realsies. So, okay, let's say that Robert could help me. And then I go to my intrigue, and he's there. I have 83 plot power. And then it should be on this list if I understand things correctly. But it's not. Oh. Oh, is that what that little green symbol up there means? Kill Lord Jorah of Bear Island. What the fuck? That's probably not gonna work. Auto stop plots. Wouldn't it be better to look at them? Oh, are these just plots in my court? Right. So, auto stop plots, does that mean any plot is just any plot that I ever come to know, we're just going to automatically attempt to stop? Okay. So it says this guy's under my threats. Who's threatening him? He's my friend. Oh, like that kind of, right. He's a threat to me. I see. It's my only vassal. I should seduce his wife. He likes me quite a bit, because everybody loves me. I'm buying a favor from Ned Stark because my son is almost born. My son or daughter is almost born, and I want to marry, or I want to betroth to one of his kids. Ned likes me because I helped him fight the Ironborn. And a little wildling invasion, I think. So, which of these should I... Oh, fuck, this was from a while ago. Shit, I guess I forgot to save before now. Oh well. Hopefully I'm gonna get pregnant. And I would want to keep building on the castle towns for increased tax income, correct? In Flint's Finger, everything is built. In the other two, it's just whatever's there. You know, I enjoy this music, but I find it a very bizarre choice for the type of game this is. It's cool, though. Sword and shield. Oh, right, that's why I wanted to do that. Because I thought it would help me get candidates for a bodyguard. Right, martial skill doesn't matter for actual like fighting himself. It's more about like military tactics and stuff. So for commanding troops rather than personally fighting. I'm looking at this guy Theo for my bodyguard, and my idea is he's good because he's a skilled fighter. His martial skill is low, but that doesn't matter, right? Because that's more about leading troops on the battlefield. Yeah. Okay. I am the best at everything. I'm like Arya. I do. Personal combat skill. Use the search function for what now? Join. I don't know. I don't see what you're referring to. A neutral symbol instead of a red hand. Oh! Would not accept an invitation to our court. Okay. I see. Alright. I was wondering about that. I had no idea how to get new people in my court. I think in this case it means search the Iron Throne, because we're all part of the Iron Throne realm. At this point in Westerosi history. Okay, and then I can, okay, get the ones who will join my court from anywhere. I see. Oh, here. Okay. Diplomacy, martial. Right. Strong, giant, skilled fighter. Nice. Well, this guy looks like the type of fella I want on my team. I'm glad you agree. Get over here, you horse bastard. Richard Horp. Everybody loves me. I am so great. Okay, yes. Well, this guy's got brilliant commander. That's really good because I need a much better spy master. My spy master sucks. Come on, over here, over here. Yes, I see that. What exactly does a justiciar do? I see. What's the most important stat for a regent? I'm imagining stewardship. I see. Right. So loyalty would just be their opinion of me. Right? Gotcha, okay. So let's find some characters with some good stewardship. Get your ass over here, boy. Join my court, you little shit. think that's all I need. Intrigue. Right. Oh, intrigue. He's really good at it. Yeah, you can actually. Come on. Come on. Up to you, man. If you're not comfortable with it, then that's fine. All right. Just once again, I am so grateful because if I typed out each of these fucking questions on on Reddit, you know, I'd get an answer and then I'd have to like ask for clarification and then I've probably learned more in the last 5 minutes about how to play this game than I did in the like 4 hours I spent playing it. I have not. Fuck. No, I'm 30. Although my voice sounds like I'm in my fucking early 20s because I keep like my voice breaks. It's just great. My hairline is going back, but my voice is still cracking like I'm fucking 16, which is wonderful.
Okay, alright, cool. Hopefully, like, my fan in the background is not making too much noise. Okay, cool. Alright, easier. Um, I'll just mute the stream. How does that sound? Because I can already hear you, so. Okay, I'll turn it back on. No, it doesn't. You could play with music or, watch TV shows and stuff like that. That's what I really like about this game in terms of that stuff. So. Mhm. Mhm. Okay, so this is the tricky thing. Like, I feel this is just what I think. I'm not 100% on this, but I've played a good amount of the game. Um, like, I don't think that if they're like if whenever you go to see if anyone could join the plot, it'll list anyone who's available to join. But if there is nobody available to join, like in those kind of plots, there usually isn't one. Like, to rescue somebody from like let's say like the Iron Islands or something, like they take somebody captive, or like if you're playing as the Vale and there's the Mountain Clans. So like the Mountain Clans, sometimes there's an event where they'll like take one of your bodyguards captive or like a random person in your court, and like you can't do anything about it. Like they'll just take them. So like if you try to rescue them, like you have like a low percentage, like maybe I don't know. And when it says like 77%, it's not like you have a 77% chance. I don't like it. Just sometimes I feel like it triggers an event, and sometimes it doesn't. I feel like 77 is not bad. Like just keep it open, but not like you're gonna have to use cheats to get her back if you wanted to get her back that bad. Like you could always because it's like in this game sometimes it's silly like some things that happen. So like if you really really wanted to like influence, like like in the last game that I was playing, like whatever, somebody became queen, and then she was like in jail the whole time when she became queen, and like she died because she was like killed in jail after she was made queen. Like somebody assassinated her, like uh, executed her. Anyways, so like it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like so, like maybe like I don't know. Sometimes the game doesn't make any sense. It's it's like a mod and all this stuff. So sometimes it's just ridiculous. So fully justified if you want to use cheats to rescue or whatever, even if it was a normal game. I noticed you have like a couple DLC or you know some DLC, right? Nice, cool. Well, it adds a lot to the mod. The only one that I don't have is the um, Sunset Invasion, which is people like from the regular game really hate that. That's the only one that they hate because randomly the Aztecs will just invade and like it's like a meme. Yeah, it's like a meme. Well, in this one, it's kind of interesting. Just like a fun fact. Like I didn't even know this. Like, and I played the game a lot. Well, probably because I never had the mod. But like I guess when they invade, it's not like obviously it's like a Game of Thrones flavored event, right? So like it's like ancient Starks from like I guess they went west or something a long time ago. There's like a story, so it's like fucking crazy. So they come back and they have this thing. Yeah. Dude, that's cool. Hopefully they never become fucking enemies because sometimes I see like the Reeds and the Starks be like hate each other. Like they try to like he'll try to imprison Howland Reed and then he'll like become a rebel against the North. Like it's fucking weird. Same with the Umber dude. Like watch out with him. Like sometimes the Umbers like kill fucking the Starks like in this game because again like he'll try to like imprison one of the Umbers and like it doesn't go well. It's really weird. Like especially in trial by combats. Ned Stark loves to die in trial by combats. I know, yeah, it's pretty, in a one-on-one. I mean, in this game, like if you look at his personal combat skill, like it's because they make him brave and like and okay, so like I'm sure you probably noticed the fighter trait. Like so it's poor fighter, trained fighter, skilled fighter, and then formidable fighter. And like so and yeah, and you can like force train your sons. Like if you make them your guard if you make them a guardian, like you're their guardian or whatever. Once a year, approximately you can force train them like try to train them, to a skill above. Um, so it's kind of cool, and that's like the most, and that's not in the regular game. That's like in a Game of Thrones thing, the mod thing. So it's like really important to try to get your son to have the highest fighting ability if they're gonna be like a warrior, kind of if they're gonna be in wars or anything. So, nice, dude. I find it funny that like Hodor in this game, he's like a giant, so like he's like a decent bodyguard, but he's also like the fucking he's also a Craven. So that like puts his fighting skill really like a lot down. Also, there's like I don't know if you know, but there's like genetic, um, traits that can be passed down. Like for intelligence, it's like quick, and then it goes quick and genius. Like quick will add 3 to all your abilities, and genius will add 5 to everything, which is like it's the best skill in the game, like that can be genetically passed down. And also there's strong, which is like really good, and it adds a lot of combat skill and like a health bonus, and like also giant is like really good for in this game for like any combat thing. So if your kid's a giant, he's like instantly a good fighter. So um, Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. So if you like one thing too, like the Master at Arms. What I only really use them to organize the army, like the one on the left that you're using, because it finds commanders every now and then for free. Like guys who could be bodyguards and stuff. They'll just pop up. And also the one on the right, like train children. Like if you have like the one with the sword, if you ever have a kid or kids that you want trained, like every now and then there'll be like an event, they'll pop up. He'll be like, hey, your son has like shown a lot of ability as a fighter, and he'll level up to the next like from skilled fighter to trained fighter or whatever. Or if he's already a trained fighter, like level 3, he might go to formidable fighter, which is like it's like the best thing. You're like, oh my god. If you're not cheating, obviously, and it's like, oh shit, like your son's a formidable fighter. It's like pretty rare. I honestly, it's like I don't like. I played this game for I want to say like a few hundred hours in the beginning, just cheat. Like, yeah, like more than a few hundred hours just cheating for a long time. So it's just because you want to get a grasp on the game and just have fun, and that's totally like understandable. So it's totally normal. I like. I don't know. I eventually found out how to normally play the game, like the regular game, and it's like really weird and like kind of hard. But like, I'm still not good at it at all. But you know, it's a different experience to like win the game with no cheats though. For example, dude, Aegon playing as Aegon, like not as Aegon the Conqueror. Even that's really fun with no cheats. Like that's super fun because you have dragons. But but Aegon, because you could easily win with no cheats as Aegon the Conqueror because you have dragons. But also shit can go really bad really easily. It's hilarious, because your sisters can die and like your sisters can for whatever reason not fucking give you any kids. It's like ridiculous. But and they could also fight each other and shit. It's crazy. But like I don't know, but Aegon, like the other Aegon, the Aegon the Invader or whatever, young Griff. There you go. I didn't want to be too specific just in case you didn't know anything about him, but um, sure, awesome. Well, yeah, me too. I mean, well, I didn't read all the books, but I read maybe like the first three and a half or three and a quarter books. So I mean, I don't know. I believe you have to go to that into the intrigue tab on the top, and then it's one of those events. The events you were looking at earlier, like next to the plot screen. It's an event to like send for a maester at the Citadel. You have to pay money. You have to close that little the hint thing, the intrigue view hints on the right. Um, oh really? Oh, you already have a maester? The heck? Oh yeah. Okay, so you can only have one at a time. So I don't usually kill my maester, but if you want to try to make a plot to kill him, you can. But it could make you dishonorable if you're caught. So, but that could go away like every 10 years. It decays, and also there's a random event that I believe your Justicar maybe I think he can remove dishonor and stuff like that, and also remove like kinslayer. It's pretty crazy. So if you kill your brother or sister or something, like you can, 5 years down the line or something, like your Justicar could be like, hey, like I removed Kinslayer, like nobody's gonna think of you as a Kinslayer anymore. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's awesome. There's like cool events in this game. Whoa. Oh my god. I see you probably have some mods on, eh? That's good. Oh, for sure. I know I, my mods are kind of I don't have a lot of them, but I have like the extra bloodlines mod. I feel like it was cool. Kind of weird. It adds a lot of random stuff. Yeah, it's weird all the random plots that people get up to in this game. Like, hmm. Nice. Yeah, when you. Mhm. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Like, so basically, what he's doing is he's using you as like an NPC, like the way that you would use other NPCs, and you have them lead your army. Like, you're actually leading an army somewhere. And if you look at if you hover over your sword, right there on the where, yeah, there you go. It'll show you you're leading troops in Winterfell. So like you're leading, like you can't really see. Yeah, well, yeah, you actually saw the army when you hovered over it, like the numbers and stuff. You can't really see like the battle. Like you can actually kind of see the battle like whenever you're commanding the troops and whenever they're like fighting another group of troops you can like make a box and click and make a box around them and like it will show like the battle going on in real time kind of like a little screen that'll like show your three commanders against their three commanders and like it's kind of like a turn-based thing like an attack defend or whatever until they die or one army routes but I just trailed off. I'm an idiot, so I don't even know. I don't know what the point was, but it's cool. Oh, yeah, being a commander, like you don't really have to do anything. No, you're just leading their troops, and every now and then you might get like an event to duel somebody, I believe, because you're like leading an army against another army. So that might happen. But yeah. Also, like one negative to being a commander is like you can't force train your kids. That's something to keep in mind. So there's like an event once a year or so. Like when your kids are above a certain age, you right click on one of your kids, like your sons, and I believe you might have to have them as you might have to be their guardian, but you can force train them. Like you can do an event like that'll say like, hey, I want to force my son to fight to make him a stronger fighter, like to make him a better man, and then it'll have a percentage of yes or no, like of that succeeding or failing and if it succeeds, he'll become like the next class of fighter, like a trained fighter or core fighter or skilled fighter, whatever. Um, but you cannot train somebody like more than what's higher than what your personal fighting uh, ability is. Not like overall, but your personal like core fighter, trained fighter, skilled fighter, formidable fighter, whatever that is. So um, yeah, it's kind of useful to get a guaranteed try to get your son up to skilled fighter at least because like Ned Stark in the game for example he's skilled fighter he's not formidable but he's still like a really good fighter in the game because of all the other skills so if you have like skilled fighter and brave like you're a really good fighter pretty much so those are you know two things yeah it's like yeah like you know it's weird like in this game um typically you want like I guess maybe like a goal. I've never really made the custom houses, but it sounds really cool. I don't know why I don't I just never did it myself. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's chill. I just mean like uh usually like you go like in this case for example it's not there's nothing like in this case it's the same thing um but you just like what's the goal for this character like you could make your goal have her be, there's it's hard to come up with a goal for like a character you just made though, you know what I mean? So that you just came up with because she's like loyal to the North. So like the only goal I could see her is like she rules the North, or like she becomes like queen of the Iron Throne, or her family goes on the Iron Throne. That's really hard though. So from where she's at, yeah. Oh, also land. Like if you want to obtain more land, the oldest way to do that in the game is like with your council. One of them has you know how like there was the same thing for the marshal, how it was like train your kids. Like there's the same thing with one of your council members to like fabricate plots on a piece of land next to you. So like if you want to fabricate a plot to steal, like to have a claim on the land of your neighbor who is weaker than you, and you like their land, and they and they have less troops that they can put up, or they have the same amount of troops or more troops than you, but you have better commanders, so you think you could kill them and also siege their fortress. Then like because sieging their fortress is like a big deal. You have to have more troops than they have in their garrison to be able to like whittle them down. I think because if you don't have more troops than their garrison, you won't even be able to whittle down their garrison, like to siege them. Nah, yeah. Other than yeah, yes, you can actually. On the bottom right, on the bottom right, where the searched character thing was. If you like a few buttons to the left, there'll be what's called a ledger, and near where the search character thing was, there's a ledger, and the ledger, it'll say ledger, yeah, ledger. Like so, if you keep clicking, like one of these will be in possible inheritances. And a lot of people that play the game, they've never seen this. This is like something that they haven't seen like 500 hours into the game. This fucking ledger. It's actually kind of cool. There's a lot of so if you just keep clicking next, there's all kinds of different things. But possible inheritances is the one that you're thinking of. So like if you do have any inheritances, it'll pop up there. It'll show like you're like fifth in line or something like that, and like it'll show like like so you can like figure it out like, oh, there's only three people like that have a claim. You can assassinate them or whatever, and then yeah, so you don't have anything obviously, but if you did, it would show up. It would show right there. So yeah. So let's say you're playing like Edmure Tully. You'd have a claim probably on the Iron Throne or some shit. I mean, I think maybe that's yeah, it's not possible. Yeah, unfortunately. I still like I don't know. It's not possible to play him in this game. It is, but it's like tricky, like because in the bookmark that you play as his house, like you're playing as Hostertully, his dad, and he's like infirm, and then like he's about to die. He dies, but like you're in a war, and you're basically betting. Like if Rob Stark doesn't win the war that you're in, like you get your claims taken away from you. So it doesn't really. It's really hard. I've never had a successful game as him. So nice. So like the most important traits I believe for I mean obviously learning is really good, but if they have like I think it's like skilled physician or something, like it's like a rare trait. Sometimes they'll have it, and it means like they're really good for like surgeries, and yeah. So and another one I think is like I don't know, they have like there's a couple rare traits that they have, which makes them like better. it's like also important to keep high relations with your maester because if you have low relations, they might botch your surgery on purpose. I believe there's just a higher percentage chance, like every 20 or so relation you have with them, like or something like that. Like you could look into it, but or I can maybe look it up right now myself. But it's definitely a thing. At least like this is from the base game, not the Game of Thrones mod, like from the DLC, you know. Yeah. So I believe it would like be the same thing here. You could actually buy a favor from like another maester, I believe, like of another person, and if they don't like their liege, like yeah, you could pay them to botch like their task on purpose. So another AI could do that to you, is what I'm saying. Like that function actually exists in the game. Like it's pretty cool. Yeah, he's really bad. He's really bad. You can like buy another one, from the intrigue tab. It says like employ a courtier or whatever. Like it's where like it's where this household guard and all that stuff was. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Employ new courtier. And also, when you have like a normal game, having a household guard is good too. Like whenever it just takes a little bit of your income, like maybe a little bit of income, but it gives you like 100 um, heavy infantry, the household guard, but it costs 100 gold. But it just gives you like an extra, 100 or so heavy soldiers in your whatever, your levy. Personally, I always like to keep them on the left one that you have it already on, so that they keep track of plots and like try to catch plots that are going around you, like if somebody's trying to kill you or something. But the second one is also useful to play. I'm just not sure exactly how it works. Like I think you have to place them in the realm that you want the increased plot power. That's like if you're trying to kill somebody or something. Like if you have a plot that you're trying to scheme, like I don't know. It says vicious rumors spread also too. So I think like when you hovered over the spy master second thing. So I think like I've seen vicious rumors. Like sometimes you'll get that. It'll say like, sir, like somebody's spreading vicious rumors about you. Like and it'll have a general opinion -10 whenever you're like, what the fuck, it means somebody did that plot I think on you. So like you're a rival. So anyways. Yeah, so that's like something to do against your enemy, like put that down in another province, somebody that you hate. But usually I keep them on scheme, So and treasure, I like to have them on collect taxes. To be honest, that's just what I don't really see a lot of benefit from the administer holdings, but I just haven't, I haven't played a lot with administer holdings recently, so maybe I was just missing something. But I like to collect taxes to make more income. That's just when you probably have a decent amount of money, but it's whatever. It's up to you. It's like it's one of those things. It's chilling. And for the Justicar, like you're good with what you have, with just improving relations. That's the perfect one. Because every now and then you'll just get like him succeeding with his mission to improve relations, or he'll fail and you'll get minus relations. But whatever, I think it overall. But yeah, the diplomatic relations is like you can put them in a specific place. Like if you really, really, really want better relations with only one person, you could put them down in that one place. I believe that's what the diplomatic relations is for. So. But the other one is like the one to the left that you have is just like for like everybody around you. You'll just like randomly go around in your own vassal. Yeah, I just feel like, yeah, 81%, maybe that's enough for a trigger, but you're just gonna have to hope, man. Unfortunately, it sucks unless you cheat to get it out. People seem to be pretty mean with prisoners in this game. Like they tend to die in prison pretty quickly. Like I don't think it's good for your health unless they're in like house arrest. But it's vicious too. Like some of the NPCs, like the mountain clansmen, will like just straight blind your fucking bodyguards and stuff. So like you don't even want them back after they're blinded. Like they can't even be your bodyguard. Also the Iron Thrones, I think they'll torture your people too. Yeah, so okay, so I think with that, okay, so you have the God's Wood. As you're holding the God's Wood as like your own personal holding. So like let's say so you can click on the whole province, right? Like click on like the land, I guess. And like, where it shows like the castles and all that stuff in the buildings. So like and you can click on the God's Wood and like like where you can upgrade the gods with and all that stuff. So like if you click on the shield or maybe right click on the shield, I'm not sure, or like okay, yeah, so whenever it had all those options there on the shield, like create new like one of them is create new vassal. There's a button. You have to hover over the button and it'll say like create new vassal. Yeah, there you go. Boom. Yeah, you already found it. I have like a delay, so it's like yeah. Sorry. But that, yeah. No, it's like it'll just give you a minor vassal who's like a new generated character of your culture, and yeah, and he's generally loyal because he's of your culture, and so he'll just be, he'll just there's not really a downside. No, I mean, yeah, I don't know why it says wrong type of holding, but like generally you don't have cities or religious buildings under your. It'll say that, so you just give it under a new vassal. you know that way you don't have to micromanage it, and I don't know if you have to like I just generally don't upgrade those buildings. I save my money for my own buildings. So hmm. So have you like ever raised your personal army yet, or your levy? Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't really have to, but you're at war with like these random people. I guess I think it's just, yeah, the Iron Islands is going nuts at the moment. Civil war. I guess randomly people will just like come to your court um, for whatever reason. Maybe, yeah, he might have been the kid of whoever. Like usually families will arrive in the court. So like a family at once, a wife and some kids. So they might have been kicked out of the other place they were at or whatever. So I really like the struggle focus for anyone if they're going to be a fighter, and also the one with coins on it if they're going to be like, for the money stuff, and also the one with a napkin if they're going to be a diplomat. If you have a courtier that you think is going to be a problem in the future, you can do the one with the open hand. The open hand blue one is good for having people be like subservient to you. Um, yeah, and the coin one's good for like, yeah, if you want to be a money person. Struggle is good for a warrior, and diplomat tissue. But yeah, you can, yeah, it's the other ones just you could see if you click on one, you could see like click on one of them, but without choosing it, and it'll show the what the abilities turn into or what those little traits turn into. You can hover over those. I think it should pop up like the trait, yeah, on the bottom. And if you hover over like the little thing, it'll show like what it becomes or what it can become. So you can look and see why I said the ones that I said are like good. Like if you want to like, yeah, it's, I mean, obviously, but because struggle is just so good because like the possible, it can become ambitious or brave and like some other one or whatever. So like a couple other things. So and anyways, so yeah, and ambitious is a good trait because like it's like plus whatever in all skills, +3 I think in everything. And yeah. So if you're like ambitious and quick, or ambitious and brave, your character's already a great character. Those are, not easy to get all those things when you're playing normally, but genius is like rare. Genius is super rare. If you have a genius character, you have a potentially like super character. There's also immortality in this game with one of the DLCs, which is like so cool. So not really like a Game of Thrones thing, but becoming immortal, like the CK2 style. Yeah, so he's like trying to improve relations with you. Sometimes they have good reasons for this. See, his opinion of you is really high, so he's probably being genuine. But if somebody was like low relations with you, and like if he thought really low of you and he's trying to do that, he might be trying to do it because of whatever. Like there's I don't know, like really I don't know how they could use that against you, you having a high relation with them, but like sometimes they do. So sure, yeah, like he could be plotting against you, but like still trying to improve relation with you. Yeah, for sure. So I don't know. I just keep a close eye on anyone doing that. The Iron Islands are like on fire right now. Oh whoa, the Mountain Clans are fighting. The heck? Yeah, the Mountain Clans every now and then, like they have this event where the Mountain Clans get like a huge army and they threaten to take over the Vale. And if the Vale is weak from like a bunch of wars, recent wars, they could potentially get taken over, but I rarely see that ever happen. Like, so the fact that they're losing as much as they are right now, it means that the Mountain Clan struck at like a really, really good time. If you can see the percentage of like over the war thing, if it's minus, then it shows that you're losing. So like it shows, I think that it shows like on the bottom right where the portraits are with the characters' faces. Or and yeah, also yeah, no, you're looking at the right part too. My bad. You can hover over that as well. I apologize. That's perfect. So that'll show you who's involved in the war, which is really important. Yeah, so it looks like the North and oh whoa, they're in a huge battle right there. So they're gonna beat them actually. We just looked at the perfect time because if you looked at the map, there's 13,000 Northmen about to smash. And they're already halfway through destroying the Mountain Clan's whole army. Wow. So the North is doing their duty, and they're destroying the mountain clans as we speak. So, wow, the North is really nice to the Vale. The Vale is lucky to have them as such good allies. Holy shit! Yeah, the green bar I believe stands for their morale. So when you see the armies, yeah, like the fucking their morale is smashed. So that 9,000 versus 13,000, it might as well be 2,000 versus 13,000 at this point because they're getting destroyed. You know. I believe you're already in it. That's why that portrait's on the bottom right, and why so you could just it's a little too late to march your guys over, but yeah, you could always march your guys over. Yeah, you probably are actually. If you go to your portrait. Yeah, so there you go. So you're involved in the battle. So you're probably one of the reasons why they're being destroyed so bad because you're leading their men. Yeah, yeah, you're fucking them up. A really high skill commander is like really really big. It does a lot in this game, in the regular game and in mod. Like it's huge. Mhm. Yeah. Yes. Yes. 25 is like pretty good. Yeah, that's a good question. Like, that's a good question. I think the state martial skill. See, like honestly, I've played a lot of this game, and I don't even know the answer to that question. To be honest, so yeah, yeah, man, yeah. Eventually, you'll just like know all of it though, and it'll be like, what happened? Oh, they're smashed their army, and they're like running away. So they're never gonna recover. They're that GIF or whatever. You're never gonna financially recover from this. That's them. So they're fucked. Yeah, find yourself a wife. I think he might have a bloodline, so that's really cool. Like if he has a kid, you'll have like an Umber in your court that you could raise and have more Umbers that'll be like as big and strong as him. What the heck? Wow, clutching at the gut. He might have. I don't think so because it would say like maybe it's possible. You never know. You know what's interesting? If he was in a duel anytime recently, with somebody who had the deceitful trait, you can poison your blade, and it could give you like those kind of illnesses, like the ones that he had, like headaches, stomach aches, vomiting. Like he might have been poisoned by a blade in a duel. Honest to God, because that's I swear he's ever fought in a duel. If he was in a tournament, if he was in any tournament, there could be melees tournaments. Yeah, he died. Yeah, he got poisoned by a blade. I guarantee it. He got poisoned by somebody who was deceitful. Yeah, I know because if you have a character who's deceitful, there'll be an option, be like poison your blade, and it won't help you in the duel. This is the douchey thing. It won't help you in the duel. I don't believe. It might, but I don't think it helps you in the duel. But after the duel, like if they survive and you don't kill them during the duel, yeah, they'll develop like weird illnesses. Sometimes mild, sometimes extremely severe. Like he just died clutching at his gut. That's fucked up. Fucked up. That's really messed up. I can't believe it. You're lucky that you didn't get the widowed trait. Sometimes you get like the widowed trait, like your character gets all sad and like you have to like like you have to run like the dice, roll the dice to see like if they lose it. No, you're good. Yeah, you're fine. As long as you're available to remarry, you might have sometimes as long as the rings are there and the marriage things, yeah, you're good. Yeah, it says rulers unmarried. As long as it says you're unmarried, like you're available to be married. So, sometimes you'll get the widow trait, or your character will be like depressed. I, excuse me, I think it might be like when they're lovers. Like if you really love your wife, then you could become more depressed or whatever. Cool. Yeah, that's just like an event that sometimes will want your money. Otherwise, yeah, you're too bad about your husband, bro. uh, mm-hmm. Funny in this game, like sometimes your son will like just become gay randomly, like, or you'll become gay during a tournament randomly. During a tournament, yeah, like you're in a tournament and like it'll just be like, oh yeah, you enjoy the company of men, and you're like 35, like all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I really like men, like during a tournament. There's also a fun event, like this is tied from the regular game and the regular mod, but like when your son goes and like joins a mercenary company, he might come back gay. He'll come back like your son's different now. It says or something like he didn't even become a better fighter. He just came back fucking gay. But also they can become a formidable fighter when they come back from mercenary company. That's like a random event. Um, I'm not talking about the mercenary company that you can form yourself, like because sometimes you might have seen that if you like right click on a character that's one of your core tiers, you can like make a mercenary company, which is kind of weird. I don't do it because it like lowers your overall levies. But so you do it, I guess, if you're not planning on going to war anytime soon. But I wouldn't do it. It's just like whatever. But randomly there'll be like an event. Your son will be like, "Hey, I want to go fight with the whatever company. Will you let me?" And you can let him. It could be positive or negative. Oh shit! You need to make an heir. That's a big deal, dude. That's like the biggest deal in this game, actually. Like, yeah, if you don't have an heir, you're fucked. Yeah. So maybe you shouldn't have been cheating on your husband. He's dead. Clutching at the gut. Man, that would suck. Being poisoned in the medieval days and just shitting yourself to death. He'd probably produce some really intelligent children. Um, why don't you click on the marriage thing? The next underneath the green skull, the two little rings. Yeah, you can check off little. I mean, yeah, dude, he's fucking strong. Do you see those arms? That 4-year-old is gonna make some kids. Oh my god. Yeah, dude. I know. It's weird because I don't think that should even be an option because he's not even your religion. Like I don't know why he pops up. Like you. Oh, nice, got you. Ha, that's why. Okay, cool. You are right. You are right. It's weird because yeah, you're totally correct. I didn't consider that because in the base game, it's not correct in that sense. Like it's really tight. It's actually really stupid because You as the Starks, like you can't even marry anyone notable except for like the Umbers, maybe like, and that's it. Like the Umbers, a couple shitty other houses, and like wildlings. Like literally, you have to marry wildlings. It's stupid. You're like, why do I have to marry a high skill wildling? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, in that search character box thing from earlier, the search character on the bottom right, you could set all kinds of filters, so um, yeah, pretty much all the that's the best thing you're gonna get for looking up people. This thing. So. Wait, so what did you want to look up again? Traits. Oh, in the search box. Yeah, just put in whatever trait, like giant, tall, or not, or no, just put in giant if you're looking for giant, and also strong if you're looking for strong, and they'll pop up, or they should. They should. So those are the only ones that will join you. So you can also put join court. Yeah. 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 You could also put join court like any, like, because something, sometimes you'll have people that you could bribe them, like if they have like the hand going like middle instead of down, like instead of thumbs down or thumbs up, like it might be like a neutral hand, like it's like brown color or something, like it shows that you can send them a gift, like if you send them 15 gold, or if they're like, sometimes it's a really expensive gift, it all depends on their station, like if they're a lord or something, obviously it's a lot more, but 15 gold. Aegon Frey, it's got a nice name, dude. Dude, marry Braun. Dude, that's sick. Braun seems like the perfect match. He's actually a good commander, like, and a good fighter. He would lead your troops pretty decently, like, not even kidding. Yeah, he does actually. Well, like, so with the, yeah. Having 12 or above in a skill means that they're a good tutor for that skill, FYI, like for kids. So, dude, that's actually a like an upgrade, dude. Braun. Yeah, I don't know why sometimes you can't really look up the name, like you might have to have like his house name. I think, yeah, you have to look up the house name. Which is shitty. He doesn't have a house name. Shit. Wow. Wow. Dang. Nice. I don't think. I mean, well, it does only like if somebody could like see again, like where somebody was trying to manipulate you, like, hey, like, yo, like I'm trying to get my relationship with you. I believe there's like a time where they could like ask for titles or something like that, and yeah, so sometimes they can ask for a title, say, hey, like, or like, could you give me this title, and sometimes you're not, like, if your character doesn't have high enough diplomacy or high enough, like, I think it's diplomacy. If they don't have high enough diplomacy, they can't talk their way out of the situation, so like it'll create like lower relations with them. Like you'll say no. If you say no, then you'll get like minus relationship with them. So it just puts you in an awkward situation. I don't know if that answers your question. Oh, yeah. So your opinion of them doesn't really matter unless they're your vassal and they want something from you. And sometimes, very rarely, will that ever matter. Really, I don't think so. It doesn't matter as that much, really. It only matters. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Every night, unless you had a funeral for your dead husband. That's fucked up. Jeez. I wonder if the guy who poisoned him was there. Wow, you got some piety. Yeah, I know. Like, shit. So if you were like in another religion, sometimes there's like magic in the game. So like if you're a follower of R'hllor, there's like I haven't done it really, but like much or anything like that, any notable shit. But the followers of R'hllor, like you can resurrect yourself. I think if you have enough, you get resurrected a couple times, and also you can there's like a couple things you could do with that. But with your thing, no, I don't think there's much you could do really. Like just with really low piety, yeah, yeah. Like if you're a warg, there's societies, which is like where the intrigue tab was. It's like the far right tab. There's just like a societies tab. So yeah, like there's like the warg kind of like the warg society or whatever, like the green seers or whatever. Yeah. So uh, there's like a green seers thing, I believe, and it'll generate piety for you. Like you'll get piety. Wait, so maybe it's not in there. Maybe it's like it might be a mod. I don't know. Weird. The green seers. What the fuck? Um, yeah, yeah. It's like one of those things it'll only really be a trigger, or it'll only be like a bunch of events that will trigger. You don't really have to do much for the green seeing. Like you can like it's not as deep as you might think with the green with the North's like magic powers. There's not that much. Basically, you'll get like animal companions and stuff. I know. What you can do is change your focus from seducting people from family to family. Or actually, seduction's fine to because it ups your fertility too. So anything that ups your fertility is good. But yeah, actually, I think you're doing everything you can really to make a kid. I think right now. So actually, you're doing fine. Yeah. Who did you try playing as? Rob. Yeah, it's like I remember the first few times I tried playing Rob. Like it's felt like you just couldn't win the war. And even now, it's like it's not super easy. I don't know. You have to kind of know what you're doing. You also have to kind of get lucky. Like you have to have the right people not join the war and the right people to join you, maybe. But Rob's perfectly doable. You just have to like have decent army stat. Like, oh my goodness, that's rare, eh? That's cool. You might get killed by Moors. Just kidding. She's probably dead, yeah. Yeah, so that's like so your family members will who are unlanded and when you have more than one piece of land, they will always do this. So this is why it's important to like not even have that many sons. Only have as many sons as like you need to. You know, like one or two, like one or two max, and like the second one could be like an army commander. He doesn't like, he could get married, but like it's like a low priority, and maybe he might even go to the Night's Watch, like or so like, but yeah. Like so, because any unlanded family member who's not a female who will eventually ask for a title if there are titles to be handed out potentially. So it's pretty annoying. So your character has high diplomacy, so they can like explain why they can't do it. But if your character did not have high diplomacy, it's important because if you refuse them, they can like accuse you of being a tyrant, and it's not an accusation; it's like a brand. Like if they call you a tyrant, like you'll get the tyrant debuff for a while, and it's really bad. It lowers your relationship with everyone. Damn, good job. Ambitious is like 20 times better than content. You know what I mean? So like, content has no benefit really. Content has zero benefit. Content is what you want your vassal to have. Content is good for a vassal because it means that they will not want to start shit against you. Yeah, piety is really useless. You know what I mean? It's useless though. So it's like if you have low piety, yeah. The only thing about piety that's bad is if you have really low piety or bleeding piety, you could get excommunicated. And if you're excommunicated, that's super bad because you can get arrested by your liege. Anyone can declare war on you, and like it's really bad. So prestige, it just makes it okay. So there's a few things. It makes it easier for you to make relations with other peoples. Like they'll be more inclined to accept your marriage offers because you have high prestige. It like your prestige won't collectively pass on to your kids, but like your it'll it will kind of, but not like if you have 8,000 prestige, your kid won't start with 8,000, but they'll start with way more than like you started with, and it's just it's like if you have a high prestige, I don't know. Like if you're playing regular CK2, you can, if you wanted to, you or in this game too, you could employ a smith. Say if you did not have a Valyrian steel sword, you can employ a smith to make a pretty good weapon. If you have high prestige, like the higher prestige, the better weapon. Like level 1, 2, 3, and Valyrian steel sword's like 4, level 4 weapon. You could get up to a level 3 weapon with high prestige, um, and up to level 3 armor too with high prestige. So like I'm trying to think of like what prestige is really good for, but can't really. Green red bars. Oh, I think that means it's a good question. I think it might mean like maybe I don't know, bro. The levy. Oh, okay. Your levy should still be there though. You have to personally raise your troops for them to fight in war. So you probably have all your troops at home, and that's fine. Like, because you probably don't have them. You do have some, but it's not a big deal. You do it with the military tab on the top left. There's military, and like you could raise your troops there if you wanted to. But there's not really a reason to because you guys are just at war with the Iron Islands right now, and even for me, if I was playing as the North, I wouldn't like put my troops on a boat and go all the way to Iron Islands. It's like just it's annoying to go on boats in this game for that at least. I don't know. It's annoying fighting the Iron Islands. Jeez. Lynn Corporate has a Valyrian steel sword, so you got fucked up. He has this sword. He really likes you, bro. He probably wants to fuck you. It's a weird fucking name. I don't think he's a wildling. Yeah. with these, I don't even bother unless they have like an active faction against you or they're like actively plotting. You know what I mean? So it's like because sometimes like it seems like even when you ask nicely, like or just threaten them or whatever, like I mean, first of all, it lowers your relationship with them by like five. But also, it's like I feel like they just sometimes they get mad and they like answer back like, "What are you gonna do about it?" And it lowers your relationship with them even more. So I just feel like you don't even have to do it most of the time. You just like sit on the info basically. And I don't do shit unless they're like being a dick already. Yeah, so like if you're a very powerful vassal, that's basically like the number one thing you can do. You can like you can fabricate a claim on your own king, like in your own region. So that's basically like if you're yeah. No, fuck no. Yeah, no, it wouldn't. So, and and obviously there's a bunch of requirements like you looked over them, so you'll see AI sometimes succeed with that shit, like especially if they're very powerful and have a great house. So, yeah, I think that is like your yeah, definitely having a good spy master, but it's probably like your state intrigue, like you're saying earlier, like state marshal, by state intrigue would matter too with the plot and stuff. But definitely having a good spy master. Yeah, yeah, fuck. It helps that he has a reputation of being evil. Yeah, if you have like over 150, like you're definitely gonna get like a notification soon with at least an attempt, and this one will probably be a very powerful one. might be fun to ask what the faceless man would want, because like they always ask for like a ridiculous thing. Sometimes they'll like just put down like a crazy price that you can't pay money, and other times they'll be like, "Hey, we want your son's life" or some shit. But there's no guarantee. Like you don't have to pay. Is he gonna imprison him? Oh shit! See? Oh, he attempted to imprison him. So okay, well, yeah, yeah. I just feel like I'm not sure if the wording, because sometimes like you can attempt to imprison somebody and then they'll turn themselves in afterwards, even if the attempt was a fail, because they know they can't win the war. You know what I mean? So they'll be like, okay, like I know that whatever. It doesn't really matter. But other times, or dude, he could kill. Dude, Edward Stark might die in a trial by combat against the Umber guy. I've seen it happen. I fucking. Oh, okay, so wait, okay. Oh, he killed Harwin. Okay, thank goodness. So sometimes, I mean, I've seen it happen, bro. If you there was you're very close to seeing it right there. Actually, you're really close. That's funny. Yeah. So oh man. Maybe you should try to seduce your husband so he actually likes you. Because he could have 100% relations but not be your lover. So he's not really your lover. He dead. Oh, you have to stop seducing whoever else you're seducing if you wanted to seduce him. It's okay. Yeah, your dishonor. Yeah, dishonor. It'll go away in 10 years. Also, there's a chance that one of your courtiers could get rid of it, so you're good. Wonder what he's been doing. I told you. I told you. I predicted it. I predicted both these things. Nice. Here you guys beat Howland. Also, the Iron Islands are losing that fucking war. I think they're losing War of Independence or something. Like those guys from Old Wick are taking over. If you have him imprisoned, he will likely ask you for him. He'll say like, "Hey, I'm your liege. He's an important prisoner. Hand him over," and you can refuse to, or you can hand him over. But if you refuse, it'll like be a big, you know, relationship hit. But yeah, I mean, you know, that war is going to be over like any second. I mean, it already is over. It just needs to be accepted. He needs to accept his terms because yeah, damn, he slaughtered his army to the last man. The 2000 whatever men was like completely destroyed. Wow, didn't even let them fucking run away. Damn, it's crazy. It's a rest in peace right there. Goodbye, Howland. Goodbye to the Night's Watch. I know, right? He might be doing some bad stuff. If you look at his name and look at his kills, he probably killed some people to get that name. Like, in terrible ways. I don't know why, but Robert and sometimes, like, his sons or whatever, like, they become really mean. Yeah, it looks like that guy just took over the Iron Islands. The guy from Old Wick. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it. Maybe. It's the left one with the red symbol. Yeah, it's the red horn looking thing. It's like the biggest piece of land in the Iron Islands. I just don't know who's rebelling in the Iron Islands. It's weird. I see. I see. Right. Right. Yeah, the Iron Islands becomes the dogfight. I mean, the Greyjoys, for whatever reason, they just in this game, like they just can't keep a hold of the Iron Islands. It's really hard for them. It's just difficult. Unless they have like a few badass characters. Kind of weird when you consider that, but you know, yeah. She's a battle dress. It's okay. I mean, he can't do shit probably in this small amount of time. I don't think so. No. Yeah, I know it's weird. He probably was. I mean, you know, because if he, you know, all it takes is for them to be the head of a plot for them to be uh, in a position where they could be tried to be imprisoned or whatever. So he could have just wanted to be like the new regent, and Ned Stark wanted to arrest him for it, and then he just became a rebel and decided to fight. It's really weird. He decided to be a rebel, I guess, like a rebel leader. I don't know. It gives you a like in the game. I just meant like I only use the word rebel because and rebel leader because like it's like a trait that will go on the character when they're rebelling against their liege. It'll say rebel leader. It's cool, man. Yeah. Shit, maybe you'll get another one. Hmm. I don't think you can do it for betrothals, but yeah, I don't think you could do it for betrothals. It's kind of big deal. Um, so basically, I mean, yeah. So this is the idea with the regular marriage. You have to pay a dowry. You know, you have to pay like a small amount of money to the family, and also it's only really good for when you're alive or when let's say when Edard is alive. After he's dead, and it might still be good because they're gonna be alive, like them as a couple. But this is only really good for like a lifetime alliance. After that, it's going to be risky because they're going to have claims on your land. So it doesn't matter. Like they could become like psychopath murderers and then want to come to fuck you up for your land. So it's good in the short term for like if you need an alliance and for a war for a lifetime. That's really good. But no, so it's good. I mean, I don't anticipate the Starks are going to want to fuck you up for your land. So if you're willing to pay a dowry, then it means is that you guys all it means is that you're gonna have an official uh what is it non-aggression pact that is going to be automatically signed, and from there you can sign to an alliance. See, if you don't have a non-aggression pact, you cannot even negotiate for an alliance. So to make a non to have the non-aggression pact is like a big deal. So you can make an official alliance with the Starks with that. Actually, it's pretty cool. Like they'll be obligated to defend you, and vice versa. Yeah. It does actually. It gives you a small boost of fertility that's not listed. So, whether you really, really want a daughter, or you really, really want a son, or whatever, or just want to make more kids, that's a good ambition to select and put the life path that will give you extra fertility boosts. So, which you already did. So, yeah, I would select that if you know that usually helps if you're trying to make kid or son. Oh, that's actually not good. Shit, you probably shouldn't have done that until. Well, maybe not. Whatever. So yeah, you're good. I mean, just keep playing. She's 22. She's 22. Yeah, she's 22. So should be fine. Should have a boy or five more girls. Damn. Yeah, then fuck that. I mean, just try to focus on getting a boy. To be honest. Yeah. Avoid giving her motherly love. She doesn't deserve it. She's not a boy. I mean, that breastfeeding debuff though. It's like, no, I can't love you, even though you're a god on Earth. Even though your character is a god on Earth. I mean, the only boost is love though between your two characters, and also like a 20% chance at a number one, like one boost on their skill. It's actually nothing. Like boost is only one. Yeah, only 10 years though. I mean, come on, that's like only 10 years, man. I'm just kidding. That's actually a really long time in the game, but it's fine. Whatever. 10 years. Who gives a shit? I mean, I guess it's important. You should be fine. I don't think there is one. You got it, man. Well, I don't know. I said you got it, man. Mm, yeah, I know that guy's ridiculous. You can press control, and then left click. I think it'll get rid of all of them. Yeah. Nice, man. You just got a title. Like for whatever reason, your attributes or traits. Maybe you did something on the battlefield. They just call you the noble now. Your son's gonna be born fucked up. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's usually when you see those options available due to a high skill, it's usually a good option. It's usually a better, you know what I mean? Because you have a high, because you have a high skill available. 30% chance. Yeah, stress can kill you too in this game. Oh shit. I mean, like, it's just a thing. Like, it's probably not going to do anything because your character is so healthy and young, but, like, your character literally can just randomly die of stress. It's actually infuriating. Jeez. Damn. Oh, it's because he didn't even he didn't even fight it himself. If he would have fought it himself, he would have won. He selected a champion and his champion was killed. No, you can't see your health. It's like a hidden stat kind of thing. The Iron Throne is having a hard time controlling the Iron Islands. So, yeah, those are really just titles that are good for increasing your relationship with lords who you think that matter. You know what I mean? That if you're like a if you're a larger lord, then yeah, it's gonna matter. Like um, just hand them out to douchey lords. But yeah, I mean, you can auto designate the because you're kind of a tinier lord. You can delegate all the honoring of honorary titles if you want to. It's in the intrigue tab where all the other thing, like where they established the household guard was. At the very near the bottom, there's the delegating the honorary titles if you wanted to. I mean, it's just one of those things that makes it all easier to like sim faster and stuff if you wanted to do that. So yeah, well, I mean, it'll just do all of them. It'll auto give you bodyguards, master the horrors, all that stuff, and you can also auto sign commanders. It's there too on the top of the screen. Yeah, I like to do that, and just I like to auto everything I can just so that it's. But that's just me. Not a bad option. It's like another one of those things. Like if you would have a high enough skill in something, I think maybe. I swear I know your character is like a godly character, but like I swear I think there was an option in that scenario, like if you had a high enough skill in something to like avoid pissing the dude off or spending money. Yeah, or you could. Wait, was the other one in a matrilineal marriage or no? Oh, well, you could put her in a matrilineal marriage. This one, just so you know. Yeah, not with them, but just like just as a backup plan for if you don't have a son. If anyone has like a good trait, I would do it with them, but there is nobody with any good traits. If they had like attractive or strong or giant. honestly, as long as they're not like, as long as they don't choose to push their claims against you, because like sometimes if they, for whatever reason, like they could even while they're alive, like you, not even their kid, like just declare war on you for their claim. So I mean, you could give her like the one with the hand humility, yeah, to make her more affectionate. Give her like, she could get family person from that, which will make her like way like you. You know, or typically a good wife in the game, their stewardship will combine with your stewardship so that you can have more tax income. That's just huge, by the way. Like, to have a wife with good stewardship is huge in the game. Obviously they should have like, primaries like genetics, you know or if you want to, whatever, alliance, that's cool too. When I first played the game too, I was like obsessed with like, oh, I need to like get my, I need to like get an alliance with the Starks, or like a kid with the Starks, or something like that, but like, or something like that, like, or like a big house. But it really doesn't matter. Like the only thing that matters, if you're playing fairly, like the only thing that matters is like trying to get like those genetic traits into your family. If you're not already playing with a class that has the genetic traits, or a family that has them. Still married. Yeah, yeah. I believe so. I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure. Actually, it might not. It might. They might be of not your dynasty, your heir, if like, that marriage goes through. To be honest, like, but I feel like the game should give you a prompt if that happens, though. Like, if you're like marrying your kid off to a family that would end your game. But I don't know. I guess it's risky. You could just make a save before she turns like 14, and if when she turns 14, she'll get married. So yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, yeah, for sure. You can tell you're kind of just learning and doing your thing, so that's cool. What's funny? Like the Targaryens in this game, they have like the Targaryen like coin flip event where like they could either become an insane Targaryen or like a genius. Like there's like or a couple different things. Like they could, it's either they become a brilliant one or like a bad one. And like for example, Daenerys's brother or whatever was like the bad one. He was a lunatic in the game. So it kind of like it represents that. I don't think she was a genius, but anyways, you can get genius or lunatic among other traits. Yeah, pride. I mean, see, it's like look at the pride focus, and look at like the struggle focus. I guess it just seems like if you play the game enough, if you just weigh them both together, it seems like the struggle focus is just like just like better like all around. Like I mean, because like if you got brawny is really good. Brawny is a really good skill, but also brave or ambitious are both really good skills. So. I mean, brave is good for fighting and stuff, and which is good for being a fighter. But yeah, personal combat skill is like the skill that is important for all the duels. and martial. And martial is like the skill for leading men. So yeah, you'd be surprised though. Sometimes the girls you marry off like become your enemy, even when they're alive and shit, or their kids become an enemy. They'll lead what's called like an adventurer threat against you, which is like when somebody has a claim on you on your shit, they'll like go somewhere, like he'll go to foreign lands and they'll build troops like up against you to attack you, and then they'll declare war. What is that? Oh, okay. So the successor nomination or the pressing claims. Okay, yeah. So the pressing claims, those are just like you may have somebody in your court, like you see that dude, the face next to the claim the crossing. So that would be like to claim the crossing for that fray or whatever, or like for that dude that's in your court. And so if the guy is unlanded, you can click on their portrait to see if they're unlanded or landed. If they're landed, like if they're one of your, he's not, but if they're one of your landed vassals, he's your spy master. So if they were one of your landed vassals, then if you press their claims, they're still your vassal. So you'll own the new land that they get. But if they're not your vassal, then they'll just like you for pressing their claims, but they will leave your court and then they'll go and take over the land that you just fought a whole war to fight for. So I mean, no, unless you really fucking hate the person that you would be pressing the claims against, and you'd much rather have like somebody like your friend in charge. Like, so it's very, yeah. I would never really do it. It's only really good if you have a vassal that has a claim, and you could invite somebody in your court who has a really good claim on some land that you want, and then you could land them with some extra land, and then you could press their claims. It's pretty much that simple. So, and then they'll be your vassal forever. You could. Yeah, you could. If you have any extra land, I mean, I don't think you do though. You don't have any extra pieces of land. Like, if you look at your like in your dimensions, it says 1 out of 13. Yeah, yeah. So, unfortunate. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, of course. This game's super playable. Um. Oh, the succession. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can't really do anything on this screen right now, but or at least I don't think you can. But oh, it says you can nominate. You should nominate successors. Okay, so like I don't really know. I mean, like I don't think your vote's gonna matter really. That I hate to say, but I mean, it's just they're just voting on a successor for the Iron Throne because I guess all the fucking people have been taken out. Oh, you're one of the successors, or you're one of the people too, dude. You're number two highest voted to be the queen of the Iron Throne. Yeah, because you're a god among men. Everybody can tell. They're like, what the this person's not normal. Probably. Wow, the winner? How the fuck is Stannis still alive? Oh, oh, you're right. Yeah, I forgot this was during the Greyjoy rebellion. Stannis is all young. Yeah, he's gonna win. He's gonna become. But I mean, judging that you're number two, I mean, if you assassinate Stannis, I mean, if you assassinate him and kill any of his kids, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to vote for you. He doesn't have any kids, so yeah, just you could just send for a faceless man. I'm just kidding. I mean, just kill his ass. Make a plot to kill him and kill him. Even if you get a dishonor on it, it doesn't matter because you become anything. Kill his ass, murder him, and then you rule the Iron Throne. see him dead. It's because of how godly your stats are. Everyone's like, this fucking minor lord in the north has. I mean, also just like all the things that you have. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Nah, you're good. You're good. I mean, technically, you could. I mean, well, no, because they're not going to vote for him. They're going to vote for you. So his claim actually doesn't matter, or him being in line doesn't matter. Yeah, 138 should be enough, but at the same time, it's not. So like when you're at the intrigue tab and there's more people, you're gonna want to bribe some of these people because you have tons of money too. So you go click on the plus button next to the plot power, or like just go see if there's anyone else that you can bribe. You know what I mean? Because there could be some people who will accept, but they don't. But they need to be bribed first. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, rip, rip. Okay, yeah, 127 is not bad, I guess. 138 is not bad. Right, it's technically it could happen. It could happen. Cheat him dead. Hmm. Oh, what a dick. Those Iron Islands just remain on fire. No, they're not. It's just a pain in the ass. It's like you have to fucking raise ships and then put your troops on the ships. Go over there, take your troops off the ships, kill them, put them back on the ships. It's a whole deal. I'm just kidding. But yeah. I hate fighting the Iron Islands in this game, or just in general. So. Not really. I mean, it's fine. It's just combat makes it complicated. Go to the military tab and raise your levies, your army levies, and also raise your fleet levies. Both of the middle buttons. Your personal levies and then your vassal levies. And then also go to your fleet levies and then raise both of your fleet, personal and fleet levies, whatever. Yeah, that's fine. Rarely do you. You probably don't have any coastal, whatever. That's fine. You usually just have vassal ships. Okay, actually, so you only have enough ships for 1,600 men, because each ship can hold approximately 100 men. So you're gonna honestly want to drop, some of your levies or whatever. Or I don't know. Like I don't think you can fit all. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So and then there's a little embark button next to, we know where the red button is on the left, where your troops, army of Sir Robert. The red button is like to get rid of all your troops. A few buttons to the right of that is the embark button. It has like a little ship next to it. It's like a few buttons to the right of it, and that should put them on the ship. I always just allow the duels. Usually they don't fucking kill each other. Or you could just, be a dick about it and get disloyal or the tyranny. Weird that they give you tyranny for kicking somebody out of your own kingdom. Nice, dude. I mean, I would do it because, like, of the relationship. The relation. Nah, she just becomes. He just wants you to raise her, and that's cool because like you'll get a relationship boost with her because like she'll be, you'll be her mentor. It'll say mentor. Mm-hmm. And it's also cool because like later, I mean, I like doing that with like if a notable house asks me to do that, I'd be like sure because because then later on you could potentially invite that person to your court because they like you, and then you'll have a bunch of reeds in your own court. Maybe you can because if she comes to your court and she is young, you can tell her to get into a matrilineal marriage, and she'll say yes to it, and she will matrilineally marry some lowborn and make a bunch of noble people. Oh yeah, so you only have it's supposed to be 16. Where's the other 6? Where's the other 6 ships? There was 16. So yeah, you're good. You just gotta stack them on there, and yeah, put those troops on there. Yeah. Damn. I don't know. Oh. So yeah, there you go. You murdered him. Yeah, I can see that. Fucking rip. 1700. Oh, yeah, you can. So roll, yeah, but I mean, there are too many troops to go on the ships, though. But yeah, I mean, you just have to select, select them like it's an RTS, like a little box room. So you'll have to make a new unit, like merge them and make a new unit. It says new unit. There's a button. Or you could just do whatever you want to do. I don't know how to merge multiple troops like that you want whenever there's like 80 of them on one. Like you have to just merge them and make a new unit. There's like a little arrows that'll like put the little groups of soldiers onto the right. You can only move them from left to right, I believe. There's yeah. When you make a new unit, like you combine all the units and then make a new unit. It's because you're trying to break off a smaller amount of like number of units, really, another number of soldiers. So it doesn't. It's whatever. Just click on new unit and then keep clicking over the little boxes, the little arrows on the left, from left to right, to put the units into the new unit on the right side. Little arrows. You can only. It only it only can uh, show you like the individual levies and stuff like that of the. So you kind of have to like figure it out. So you just click on that blue arrow on the next to the red arrow. The blue arrow will select the new unit that you created. The blue arrow right, or the blue check mark right underneath the red checkbox to close. So when you have that unit selected, the one that you want to embark, just click on the embark button. There's a little ship, where the red button is that says to disband the unit. A few buttons to the right of it, there's an embark button. I'm talking about the buttons that are above the soldiers. Yeah. You hovered over the embark button. Uh, you're one of those generals. You're not one of the generals, so you have to make yourself one of them. See those generals? Yeah, those are all the people who are in charge of that army. Yeah. And then you're good. It's the same thing to get off the boat too. And just an FYI, your troops will have an extremely low amount of morale when they come off the boat. So you don't generally want them to jump off the boat directly into a battle. Yeah, but you might not want to land directly on the biggest stack. Because you'll have like less than 50% morale. So that'll fuck you up. It counts. I mean, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure you could land there. I'm not sure. I don't know. Not 100%. Like, if you can't right click to immediately land, then I'm not sure what to do. I mean, like, maybe just like try to get as close as possible and then disembark. Usually, I mean, yeah, whatever. It's cool. So if you like, yeah, if you do the whole RTS thing and do a box over your troops or whatever, or it doesn't really matter actually. You're good. You're good. Yeah, you need to have. Remember, we were like, you need to have more troops than the garrison to be able to do anything to it. I think I'm gonna go for now, my friend, just because I gotta go and like eat some food and then I'm gonna pass out. So I will talk to you. Yeah, of course. I'll talk to you sometime soon, probably. So just hit me up if anything. All right, later.